Welcome, adventurers, to another deep dive. Have you ever found yourself wondering if marriage, has to inevitably settle into a predictable routine, maybe even become a bit, well, stale?
Or could it actually be a lifelong, vibrant, and ever-evolving adventure?
Exactly. And today, we're diving into a really fascinating source that tackles that very idea head-on. Marriage Adventures, The Secret to an Extraordinary Life Together by Carrie Ervin Starr.
Right. And this isn't just some generic how-to guide. It's really a very candid journey from this couple who, well, they faced a challenging family history.
Yeah, didn't you say their parents collectively married 6 times?
That's right, 6 times between them. So they decided they didn't just want their own marriage to survive, they wanted it to thrive.
To become a great adventure, as they put it.
Precisely. And they promise a brutally honest look at their 20 years together,
Yeah.
covering everything from financial strategies to really transparent communication.
That's a powerful starting point, especially given that background. So, okay, our mission today is to unpack their unique story.
And pull out the most important nuggets of wisdom for you, our listener.
Right, so you can maybe think about embarking on your own extraordinary life together. So where do they even begin? What's the first step for this kind of adventure?
Well, what's fascinating is how the stars define the bedrock, the absolute foundation. It starts with the friendship factor.
Friendship, okay, that seems fundamental. But what does it really look like in their view?
It's not just about liking each other, They have this really robust definition. It involves genuinely sharing ideas, giving constructive feedback, even the tough stuff, tolerating weaknesses, and crucially, loving each other enough to actively push each other to be better.
Okay, so it's active.
Yes.
Not passive.
Definitely. Carrie apparently was first drawn to Irv's looks, but that deepened when she discovered his strong-willed, adventurous nature.
Ah.
And they emphasize making everyday life an adventure, not through, expensive entertainment, but simple things, creating memories.
Like what kind of things?
Well, they give the example of choosing, say, $1 to $3 movie rentals instead of a big $40 or $50 family trip to the cinema. It's about the shared joy, the deliberate connection, not the price tag.
So it's less about comfort and more about, well, being willing to be a bit uncomfortable for each other's growth.
Yeah.
That sounds almost like risk.
You've hit it, exactly. That leads right into their next point, which is pretty radical. Relationship involves risk.
It does sound intimidating. How do they illustrate that?
They use some really vivid examples. There's a canoe trip down the Secre River.
Okay.
And this unforgettable moment where Irv claimed a bridge they were near was maybe 10, 12 feet over the water.
But it wasn't.
No, it was actually 30 feet. And Carrie was, as she says, terrified.
I would be too. Did she jump?
She did, jumped anyway, making an incredible splash,
Yeah.
apparently.
That's trust. But it does raise a question, doesn't it? How do you know if it's a calculated risk, like you
Yeah.
said, versus just being reckless?
That's the key question. And the stars suggest it's about being discerning when you choose a partner in the first place, recognizing qualities that complement yours,
Okay.
and acknowledging that growth, real growth, often requires stepping out of your comfort zone together.
So it's a shared step.
Exactly. They acknowledge rejection is a real risk in any relationship, but they argue that clinging to safety just out of fear, that often leads to regret down the line. For them, their different backgrounds and personalities weren't a red flag. They actually saw them as an advantage, something that would make their bond stronger, not weaker.
So it's not about being reckless. It's
Yeah.
about choosing growth over just staying put intentionally.
Precisely. Intentional growth.
Okay, but if it's all risk and pushing boundaries, it could feel pretty intense. How do they keep it from getting, too serious?
Well, that brings us to childlike behavior encouraged.
Childlike behavior.
Mm.
In a marriage, what does that actually look like? And why is it important for this adventure idea?
Well, if we connect it back, it's really about giving yourselves permission. Permission to stumble, to fail, maybe even look a little stupid sometimes.
Okay, letting your guard down.
Exactly. It's like a deliberate strategy to kind of dismantle that adult seriousness that can just suffocate spontaneity.
Right.
By embracing that vulnerability, that willingness to stumble, they create this safe space, this zone where real joy and discovery can happen, like a kid exploring, without worrying about judgment.
That makes sense. Did they give an example?
They do. A lovely little anecdote about a simple picnic. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, a hike.
That's nice.
And Irv singing this wonderfully silly song. I like to eat, I like to eat, I like to eat apple pies and bananas.
Chuckles slightly. Okay, that is pretty silly.
Right. But it highlights finding that joy in really simple, everyday moments, keeping things light and fun. That's what nurtures the adventurous spirit.
You know that simple story, the BB&J, the silly song? It really highlights something we often lose as adults, doesn't it? That permission just to be silly. It feels almost subversive. It's not just about fun. It's like building this unique shared world together. So, okay, how does this foundation of friendship, risk, and playfulness lead them forward?
Well, connecting those dots brings us to chapter 4, where they really champion the gift of creativity.
Creativity. Now, how does being creative contribute to an extraordinary marriage? Is it just about, like, grand gestures or art projects?
No, not necessarily. For the Starrs, creativity isn't just about those things. It's more like an active daily practice of, well, redesigning your connection.
Redesigning connection. How so?
Think of it like constantly asking yourselves, how can we solve the problem of routine or maybe emotional distance in a way that's totally unique to us?
Okay. Personalized solutions.
Exactly. Carrie mentions Irv making her construction paper roses once. That's a great example. It wasn't expensive, but it was personal, creative.
A meaningful gesture.
Right. It shows they're consistently seeking these novel, personalized ways to express love so it never feels predictable or, just going through the motions.
So homemade gifts, creating memorable experiences.
Yes, like planning their anniversary trip to Alaska. They deliberately planned it as an adventure, not just focusing on saving money, though that was part of it too. It ensures love is shown in ways that feel personal and deeply meaningful.
This is a really powerful shift in perspective. Creativity not as just an outcome, but as this ongoing process of intentional connection. It makes you wonder, what's your marriage's unique design challenge? And this intentional creativity, this mindful crafting, it must demand a certain discipline.
It absolutely does, which ties directly into chapter 5, where they discuss patience and self-control.
Patience. Okay, how do they approach that?
They're very open about it. They share their experience of maintaining purity before marriage, which required real commitment. Irv apparently even slept on a dorm room floor for a month to honor that commitment.
Wow, okay, that's dedication.
And then Irv's eventual proposal came after Carrie accidentally found the ring he'd hidden. So even that moment underscores their journey of patience and sticking to their shared values.
So it really reinforces that belief in shared values and long-term commitment over just instant gratification.
Absolutely. They stress that marriage is a journey, not just a destination. It needs individual purpose and emotional health from both people.
Right.
It's about setting boundaries, making conscious choices that align with that shared future vision. Their commitment before marriage wasn't just waiting.
It was more active.
Yes, it was a deliberate choice to build their relationship on trust, shared values, a real test of self-control and mutual respect, which they believe ultimately strengthened their bond.
That sounds like a profound act of self-control, really.
Yeah.
A testament to their long-term view. Okay, so then moving on, chapter 6 is Simply Wed. They made their actual wedding an adventure, too.
They did. They chose an outdoor setting, wildflowers, created their own music, and really focused on affordability.
So they really bucked at the trend of big, expensive weddings.
Completely. It highlights their core philosophy, prioritize the purpose of marriage over the pomp of the wedding itself.
Makes sense. What kind of practical choices did they make?
Things like using a consignment dress, having a potluck dinner for the reception.
A potluck. Okay.
Yeah, and even choosing a local firehouse for their reception venue to save costs. It was all about making a conscious decision to marry their best friend and start their life together with financial wisdom.
A clear focus on love and service, not external pressure.
Exactly. They saw their simple, heartfelt wedding as their first real adventure together. It set the precedent for their whole life. It wasn't just a day, it was the launch pad.
Okay, so they launched the adventure. But as life gets more complex, jobs, maybe kids, mortgages, how do they keep that adventure going? Especially when things like money come into play.
Yes, they get very practical there. Chapter 9, Fund Future Adventures, really emphasizes financial wisdom as a cornerstone.
But it's not just about saving, is it? It sounds like they see money differently.
You've hit on a crucial point. For the Starrs, it's not just budgeting. It's seeing money as a tool for intentional experience design.
Intentional experience design. Explain that.
Every dollar they tracked, every investment they made was like a conscious vote for a future adventure. It was literally about funding their shared life and experiences, not just covering bills.
So very proactive.
Incredibly practical and meticulous. They advocate spending on things that appreciate education, a home, and clear financial habits. An emergency fund, consistent budgeting,
In tracking everything.
meticulously tracking all expenses. They even mention tracking small donations made while visiting Chuck E. Cheese or milkshakes from McDonald's.
Wow. Down to the milkshake level.
Yeah, just to get a completely clear picture of where the money was going so they could deliberately allocate resources for future adventures. It really makes you ask, how can you maybe redefine your own relationship with money to make it part of your adventure?
That level of tracking is intense, but the philosophy behind it, money as a tool for intentional experience design, that's a game changer.
Yeah.
It turns what feels like a chore into a shared mission. And speaking of missions, Chapter 10, Sex, Dating, and Other Marriage Missions, gets into the intimate side of marriage. Very personal journey, obviously.
Right. They view sex as a gift, something that thrives on both emotional and physical intimacy and really open communication.
So how do they approach these marriage missions, as they call them, to keep the adventure alive there, too?
Well, it's a crucial part, often overlooked, but requires just as much intentionality as the finances. They see these as active missions needing transparency and shared decisions.
Okay.
They also discuss planning for children, and they're very open about using natural family planning, which involves, tracking fertility signals.
Right. NFP?
Yes. And they're even honest about their first child being unexpected, which again highlights their commitment to transparency and making decisions together, even in the most intimate parts of life.
So these aren't just things that happen to them. They're integral parts of the journey requiring constant partnership.
Constant communication and partnership, yes.
It really shows the proactive, collaborative approach they take to everything. But, life isn't always smooth sailing. There are bumps.
Definitely not.
Chapter 12, Broken Dreams and Shattered Glass, tackles those inevitable hardships. They share a really relatable story about a broken car windshield when Carrie was pregnant. Just that moment of unexpected stress.
And this connects right back to the bigger picture. How you respond to adversity is what really defines the adventure.
How so?
They emphasize that forgiveness is key, and viewing challenges not as roadblocks, but actually as opportunities for growth and generosity within the relationship.
So the broken windshield wasn't just a hassle.
For them, it became a catalyst to practice problem solving together, to lean on each other, reinforce their commitment through that shared stress. It's a powerful lesson in resilience in partnership.
It shows that even shattered glass, so to speak, can reveal new paths if you face it together.
Exactly. It strengthens the bond, ultimately.
So even in those broken dreams moments, the adventure isn't over. It just takes an unexpected turn, demanding adaptability and deeper connection.
Well said.
Okay, so to wrap up their journey in the book, they dedicate a whole section to the traveling journey. Chapters like Getaway for Two and Not the Typical European Vacation. This feels like the ultimate expression of their marriage adventure, right?
It absolutely does. Their approach to travel really exemplifies their whole philosophy. It's not just about the destination.
It's the experience.
It's about sharing experiences, creating lasting memories, learning together. It's a deliberate strategy for strengthening their bond and shared learning, no matter the budget.
So big trips and small ones.
Right. Whether it's grand excursions like that Alaskan anniversary trip they dreamed of, or more family-friendly adventures closer to home, these purposeful journeys become integral parts of their extraordinary life together.
It's like travel is a microcosm of their marriage.
Exactly. A series of intentional experiences designed to deepen connection, challenge comfort zones, and continually discover new things about themselves and each other.
So after this whole deep dive into marriage adventures, what's the lasting impact? What's the big takeaway for you, our listener? What should you carry forward from this?
Well, I think the Starr story, it's more than just a memoir. It's really a testament to living intentionally, adventurously within a marriage. They show us that an extraordinary life together isn't something that just happens. It's built. Built through consistent creative effort, a willingness to take those calculated risks.
That open communication.
Deep commitment to open communication, yes. And the wisdom to see challenges not as crises, but as shared opportunities for growth. It's really a proactive choice to keep cultivating curiosity and joy.
And didn't they dedicate the book to their kids?
They did, yeah. To Michaela, Brianna, Connor, and Carolyn, our favorite fellow adventurers, which is such a touching nod to their family and the fact that marriage truly is an ongoing journey.
It really does prompt us to consider, doesn't it? What adventure are you actively building in your most important relationships right now?
Hmm.
And maybe how can you infuse a bit more creativity, perhaps some calculated risk, and that genuine childlike joy into that journey, starting today even, to make every day a step in your own extraordinary life together?